cover your ears, darling.
Wid Yi.
Well, Martin, that's it done. That's my grand's flat finally cleared out. Took all the clothes and furniture to the charity shop, you know, as you normally do when you do this sort of thing. And I sold anything of any real value in eBay.
Any vinyl?
There were some vinyls. I kept some good ones. There was a Greatest Hits of Barry Manilow.
Of course there was.
Yes, of course. That just seems to be every gran has that.
And Daniel O'Donnell.
She had a Daniel O'Donnell as well, actually, yeah. So I also put the flat in the market last Wednesday, and I accepted an offer for a quick sale yesterday.
Jesus, that's quick.
Yeah, it was quick. Tell you something, she's going to be really fucked off next week when she gets back from Benidorm.
I was just thinking, you haven't told me your gran had passed.
I will be honest with you, I really shouldn't laugh about that, you know, because she has been through a lot as my gran, you know. My granddad hung himself on Christmas Day.
Oh.
Yeah. However, so's not to break tradition, we left him there till the 6th of January. And welcome back to Wid Yi!
Yay!
Another exciting episode of Martin Says No.
Martin says no. Martin says no.
Do you want to know, I've got something else for this episode here as well.
Oh, fuck.
No, it's okay. And here it is. It's this card here. And that card is one I'm going to keep. I'm going to play it next time you say no, and I've said, no, Martin, I'm playing this card and we're going to talk about this in depth. It's like the get out of jail free card in Monopoly. This card can be retained because Martin just outright said no and he's not wanting to talk about it, so now we've got to talk about it.
Now, in fairness, I never just outright go no,
Yes,
move
you do.
on. It's no, then you grill me on why I'm saying no. So when it's stupid stuff.
Well, this is a stupid podcast.
Yeah, it is.
Well, we're not here to... Hello, welcome to the Wid Yi podcast. Today we have an interview with John Major talking about the current state of the economy. That's not the podcast we're on about. How many nails do you think you could stick up your urethra without it hurting? That's the kind of podcast we are.
My head hurts already.
Martin, would you stick nails up your urethra?
No!
Martin says no. Martin says no.
Oh, some habits are hard to break.
Oh, yeah. Have you had a fun week anyway?
I have. What have I done this week? Nothing, if I may quote Dave
Nothing
Gardner.
at all.
I mean, I went to work.
Wow.
I'm working on... So, apart from working the podcast...
Yep.
I have a van that I'm converting into what you call a stealth camper. So the idea is, on the outside, it looks like a builder's van. It's not pristine.
Can you please make it look like the mystery machine out of Scooby-Doo?
No, because I'm not on enough drugs for that to...
It doesn't matter. You're not the one on drugs. Your victims are.
No. You've seen the price of everything these days. But no, I've been working on that, and so this week it's just been a case of do a little bit more, and maybe I can go away next weekend.
That sounds alright, you know.
For the first time in my life, right, I've tried painting a car. You know, if you go down the YouTube wormhole, you get all these videos of people, or maybe it's just my feed,
Butchering shit.
yeah, people who are doing like their own kind of what was the car show? Car SOS or whatever it's called.
Okay, yeah.
You know, they take an old banger and they fix it up. That's kind of what my week's been like.
No, it's about time we got a new episode of Car SOS. I haven't seen it for a while.
Yeah, me neither, but then I don't really watch telly, so that would explain why I've not seen it.
I don't really watch telly either, but if there's a show about restoring cars or something, then yeah, fine, I'll do that. But do you want to know what gets me about watching telly? Before I came along here tonight, there was another Titanic documentary on the telly.
Of course there was.
Yeah. Spoiler alert, it sank. Now, how many... I mean, there's all these people that are going to be watching this and they're going to be glued thinking, oh, that's interesting. Oh, that's it. And then as soon
I
as
wonder
they say,
what happens.
I wonder what happens. And then you hear the story of, and then Captain Smith hit an iceberg because he just ignored oh, no. And then an hour and a half later, the ship's completely sunk. Spoiler alert. So every time I see a Titanic documentary, I'm thinking, and are they going to talk about the iceberg? You kind of know exactly what's going to happen when you watch a Titanic thing.
I mean, the inevitable will happen.
Yeah, it sank.
I mean, it gets that bad, right? Some low-budget film studio commissioned a Titanic 2 movie.
Yeah, it's great.
Is that the one where it's in space?
No. It's a bigger ship than Titanic, and it's like the original Titanic in every way, shape and form, except it looks like it's been shot in a supermarket stall for whatever, you know.
Probably
whatever
has been.
A shopping mall, for example, sorry. and they all of a sudden hit an iceberg the size of Texas.
All right, so it's like Sharknado in the Titanic world then.
Yeah,
where they all have
and-
silly accents.
Oh, look, there it goes. You've now got this helicopter that goes by going, Titanic 2, turn round, you're going to hit this iceberg, it's the size of Texas. And what happens?
They hit
Captain
the
says,
iceberg.
nah. Then they hit the iceberg, and it sinks again. The end.
I was sure they did a version of Titanic. Oh no, you know what it is? Titanic in Doctor Who was in space.
Yeah, that was actually a decent episode.
Was that the one with Kylie Minogue
It
on
was the one with Kylie Minogue.
That was okay. David Tennant, Kylie Minogue.
Yeah.
I could watch that.
Do you want to know? Back then, Doctor Who was actually good. Mm-hmm. Now we've just got Doctor Woke.
I really struggle with the new Doctor Who, and what really baffles me is
I can't watch it.
Russell T Davies is the guy who brought it back 20 years ago.
And he made a great job of it.
Yeah.
Fantastic job. But now we're getting just a box-ticking exercise. Yes, we've got the ratio of male to female are exactly perfect. Oh, now we're adding in dogs, for example.
I think the problem is the Disney collaboration. It seems to have got progressively worse.
Well, I mean, I haven't seen Snow White yet, and I don't think I want to be honest. It's just one of those...
We can't call him Sleepy no more. That offends tired people.
Yeah, we can't call him Grumpy now anymore because he might just be sleepy.
Yeah. Oh, what a fucked up world.
So we're now going to call it Snow Mexican and the Vertically Challenged People.
Is it shot in the Gulf of Mexico?
We can't call them dwarfs anymore because they prefer to be called little people, I believe. Is that correct?
I think it is. Somebody who calls themselves a little person appeared on my TikTok feed last night, proving that even little people can drive cars.
Toy cars.
No. No, this wasn't a Matchbox. This was a full-size car.
Oh, a
with a
electric
booster
set.
seat. No, it was a normal car with a booster seat in it.
Wow. And how does his feet touch the pedals?
Well, they don't. They got hand controls.
Oh, wow.
It's just like playing a PlayStation simulator.
So he's just actually got an Xbox controller and it looks like he's playing Project Gotham or Grand Theft Auto or something.
Let's be honest. Any moving device controlled by an Xbox controller will never, ever, ever run into problems.
No.
Funny how that came about at the end of us talking about Titanic.
Do you reckon, right, if the Titanic was controlled by an Xbox controller, it would explain so much as to why it hit an iceberg?
Yes, it would. Widyi. So yeah, WhatsApp your widgets back.
Yeah. Bring it on.
We love to hear you on the podcast. It's more than just us.
Yeah, no, this show is made by you, and all you've got to do is send us a voice note in WhatsApp to this number 07460 643 930.
Well remembered. Can you do it backwards?
093464. No, I can't.
That's like mirror mode gone wrong. While we were away, we've been flooded with WhatsApp your widgets, so we're good for the foreseeable, but please do keep them coming in.
Keep them coming. The more the merrier, and bearing in mind this is a show that you write.
It is. Now this has come in from Phil.
Phil the Funky Florida Man.
Phil the what?
Phil the Funky Florida Man.
Is that his actual name? Is that on his birth certificate?
I think it'd be quite cool if it was.
It would be.
Alright, hear me out. So, what if I give you $1 million, but with the one condition is that the person you hate the most gets $2 million? How do you feel about that?
I feel conflicted.
Ooh.
I get $1 million.
But the person I hate most in this world gets $2 million. So I suppose what he's asking here is, would you accept it knowing that somebody you hate is going to get double? Oh, that's a good one.
Now, do I get to pick, like, am I nominating my 3 most hated people on the planet?
Well, put it this way. I think this is some sort of like biblical entity that's doing this. It's God himself.
Higher power.
Yeah, God himself is coming down from the clouds and the light comes onto you and he says, Martin, you will get $1 million, but the person I know you hate the most will get $2 million. You don't have a say. He knows. The big man upstairs knows who you hate above all. So this is going to be a tough one.
I'm trying to work out, right? I guess the first logical piece of this puzzle is, who do I hate enough that would be in with contention of getting the money? And could I see them happy?
No, I think it's more a pride thing, knowing that they're getting double what you're getting. I'm not turning down $1 million for the record. I would love $1 million. But knowing that...
Well, this is what I'm getting at, because it depends on who I hate the most.
You don't want to wish any well on the person or people you hate the most, correct?
Yeah, correct.
Right. But by accepting this $1 million, you're giving them $2 million. So you're going to see them really, really happy. Now, all you've got to do to keep them miserable is just say, no, Phil, I don't want your $1 million.
But what if I do want the $1 million?
Well, this is the question, is it? So
you always lambast me for saying no to things, and then you give me one where I practically can't say no, and I might have to.
Well, this is what, I'm not ham shanking you into anything here. I don't even know what ham shanking is, but I'm not.
I believe that's a euphemism.
I'm away for a ham shank, or Sean Connery's ham shankwich.
Not the time or the place, my man. Oh, God. I mean, people who'd be on my shortlist. I have two aunts who are complete twats, one of them more so than the other. So this is true, right?
Right, okay.
They turned up. My dad died while we've been off air.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
And the funeral stressed me out because this one aunt will turn up and it's her show. If it's not about her, it has to be about her. So in the service, we had to kind of think of Dad's songs, you know, stuff that he would want played at the funeral. So he got Ernie the Fastest Milkman in the West because he was a milky.
Okay.
Procol Harum's Whiter Shade of Pale because apparently him and my mum loved slow dancing to Whiter Shade of Pale. I call bullshit on that one, but that's fine. It's the guy's last wish.
Is it not more so that milk is also white, and if he was a milkman, then it just seems poetic?
No. I seem to remember him saying at my mum's funeral, you know, we loved that song. Funny, she never talked about it, but never mind. The song that apparently was inappropriate to play at a funeral.
Highway to Hell.
You're very, very, very close.
Right.
You're so close, it's not funny.
Right. The Final Countdown.
Nope.
Oh.
You're getting cold. AC/DC's Highway to Hell is very, very, very close.
And it's a song that should never be played at a funeral.
It's got the word hell in it.
Oh, Bat Out of Hell. That could be played at a funeral, no problem.
Well, apparently, my aunt, who's a bit of a see you next Tuesday,
Right.
was having a moan outside the service. Oh, I thought that music choice was very inappropriate.
Why? It's not a song about going to hell, it's a song about a one-night stand.
And getting away from hell.
No, it's speeding away like a bat out of hell. I'll be honest with you, every time I listen to that song, and it's one of the best songs ever, I think. I like Meatloaf, I'm going to put my head out there, yeah. But misheard lyrics. It's his favourite subject on any radio DJ. The Cilla Black Phantom Bike.
I'm glad it's not just me who misheard that for years.
The amount of times you say, I'm going down the highway like a battering ram on a Cilla Black Phantom Bike. Surprise, surprise!
Funnily enough, Bat Out of Hell has my favourite ever piano solo opener when you play the 9.5 minute long version.
Oh, it's a great song.
I think I've talked about this before, but I remember the day he died, I was on air and we did this whole shtick about, are we going to play the 9.5 minute long version?
Yes.
But I still put it to the Twitter poll.
Oh.
And I'm glad I did, because my faith in humanity was restored that day. It was something like 95% of the votes for yes to 5% for no. I was playing it anyway.
Oh, yeah, of course.
That was a foregone conclusion. I just thought, you know what, fuck it, we'll see what the actual consensus of opinion might be.
I know you're not a fan of Elon Musk, and you're definitely not a fan of Donald Trump. Now, I would say that if they're your most hated people, take the £1 million, and if Donald Trump gets £2 million, it won't matter a chow to him.
He's not even going to notice, is he?
No, he's not going to notice.
Tell you what.
Go on.
Elon Musk, yes.
Yeah?
I think Elon Musk, for the fact he's an out-and-out Nazi.
Yeah.
I can't hate the man anymore. I mean, he's going to prove me wrong now. I can't hate that man or Donald Trump any more than I already do.
Basically, what we're looking at here is, in your eyes, they're the two people you hate in this world more than anyone else. They're going to get £2 million if you take £1 million.
I think your reasoning is probably the only way I could whittle this down and go, you know what, it's a drop in the ocean. They're not even going to notice it.
No.
You might as well get the £2 million. You're never going to know. I can plead ignorance for the rest of my days and have my £1 million.
Now, that's the only reason I would take it. You went off about your auntie. Put it this way, the person you hate the most, if £2 million is going to make that much of a difference to them, then don't do it. Don't take the million.
Well, this
but if
is
it's
the
somebody you hate, and they're multi-billionaires anyway.
So, yeah, final answer, Elon Musk. Yes, please.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Wid Yi.
School, secondary school specifically. Were there any subjects you hated more than others, or any subjects you loved more than others?
I actually think that the subjects I hated, maybe it was partially because I hated the teacher.
Okay.
And the subjects I liked, maybe because I liked the teacher.
Intriguing.
I used to love history.
Were you any good at art?
Not really.
Did you enjoy art?
Not really.
Good.
Do you want to know something?
What?
My art teacher was obsessed with curved lines. He was absolutely obsessed, and
What, like that Robin Thicke song? Curved lines.
I would explain a lot, to be honest with you, but this guy, right, he sweated so goddamn much, like a junkie. His nickname was Sweaty Petty. But anyway, I don't know where that came from, but Sweaty Petty. And I could maybe be doing a drawing of a lamppost, for example, and the first thing he'd do is, no, your lines aren't curved enough, and then he'll draw all over it with everything that looks like a curved line. You think, mate, that looks nothing like it, but okay, fine, whatever, you're the teacher, and needless to say, I failed art.
So, a career in art was never for you.
No.
That could be about to change.
Uh-oh.
Today's your lucky day. Oh, yeah. Would you pose nude for a painting class?
Oh, thank fuck for that. I thought you were going to say, would I actually go painting? I said, no, I can't, because my lives aren't curved enough.
Would you go posing naked for a painting class for £50?
50 quid.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you, if Sweaty Petty is painting me in the nude, there's a lot of curves in my body. I'm sure he'll have a fucking field day with that.
On the subject of nudism, right? Apparently, the Daily Hile had a list of top nudist spots in the UK, and Balmedy Beach, which is very near us,
Really?
was one of the top 10.
I've never seen a single naked person in Balmedy Beach.
Me neither.
I'm going to change that.
Well, it tells you about the people they've surveyed. Middle-aged Tories who go out in the middle of the night.
That's interesting.
Were they members of the Middlesbrough Swinging Club?
Or maybe they're members of the Balmedy Swinging Club.
But anyway, back to the point in hand, if you'll excuse the pun.
Well, actually, on that point there, Mr. Trump has his golf course up there as well.
I bet many a bare ass has been.
Well, I'm
mooned at that.
thinking more golf has a lot of swinging involved as well.
So you're saying Donald
So-
Trump by association is a swinger?
Possibly, yeah.
That really would explain a lot.
He swings with this 2 foot long hard thing.
Covered in hairspray and fake tan.
Hits balls with his large stick.
Nobody hits bigger balls with bigger sticks. Bigly. 50 quid, you have to sit on the stool, everything on show.
So, do I not get to tuck it in like Silence of the Lambs?
I mean, you could do.
I think it'd be quite funny if I tucked it in there and then just looked at everyone just, would you fuck me? I'd fuck me.
Yeah, I mean, that's a possibility. It doesn't say you have to have everything on show, but I'm guessing it's implied you might.
50 quid? Mm-hmm. Yeah, fuck it, I'll do it.
Would you?
Back to the whole subject of school matters here, right? How were you at school? What was your favourite subjects apart from art?
How did you ever guess? Media studies.
Media? Oh, good shout, yeah.
which explains a lot.
Do you want to know, I signed up for media studies, but I failed English. So I had to go back and do English, and I had to flunk out of media studies to get my higher English. It kind of sucked ass, really.
I was flunking English that badly. I think they just encouraged me to go and watch DVDs.
Well, it's not just the whole DVD thing. I quite liked... I found the whole concept interesting. What every camera angle meant me. My old English teacher, a chap called Mr. Phillips, usually when you go to English and they make you watch a film to do an essay on it, etc., they pick shite every time. But Phillips chose the Terminator.
Oh.
And we all had to write an essay on the Terminator.
That explains a lot.
And that's when I thought, this is like one of my favourite ever films. And he chose that, not Terminator 2, which is better, but he went with Terminator because it obviously launched the careers of James Cameron, Arnold Schwarzenegger, you name it. And obviously, when you look at it from a media studies perspective, it's different to what you think. Like, obviously, the scene where the Terminator meets Sarah Connor and Kyle Reese for the first time, and he's chasing him up the alleyway, but the camera's looking up at him, it's things like that. You think, so it's looking
Imposes
up at
the
him.
idea of height.
Height.
Grandeur, yeah.
Yeah, height, size, threatening,
Stature.
all that.
The thing I took away from media studies, and this is very similar to what you're saying with English, was nothing on camera, when it comes to film, nothing on camera is accidental. Everything is there for a purpose.
Well, can also say they even leave the accidents in, because he also made us do Bullet.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
the old Steve McQueen film.
Yeah.
Not the whole film, just the chase scene. And there was a whole 10-minute scene of Steve McQueen in his Ford Mustang running through San Francisco, etc. But one of the shots accidentally knocked over a cameraman. And they left it in. But you just see the Mustang come round the corner and it just goes bang right into the front of the camera. And it sort of goes black and sort of fizzes out a wee bit, and then it just carries on.
That. I'll trust you, but I
Watch
don't
it
remember.
next. Just you're going to go home. You're going to watch a Bullet chase scene, and then you're going to think, "Fuck, he was right."
I mean, I won't watch the rest of Bullet, but the chase scene is magnificent.
It is very, very well done. But sorry, how were you at history?
I actually really enjoyed history. Now, this is like you with your media studies. I wanted to do higher history,
I did higher history.
but apparently only about 4 people in my year did, so the school went, fuck that.
Of course.
So I had to do something else. But I loved history. It's weird. I wouldn't say I enjoy it, but the whole studying World War II, particularly like we did the local tangent on places in Aberdeen that were bombed. My old primary school had the roof blown off, and I found it really weirdly fascinating.
I'll be honest, I wanted to go to do history, to do a wee bit more of Scottish history. I wanted to learn about Robert the Bruce. I wanted to learn about the Declaration of Arbroath, things I don't actually know about to this day. But Mrs. Bowman was obsessed with Nazis. And all she did was give us Nazis, Nazis, Nazis. First year and second year histories, Nazis, 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 Nazis. Okay, I'll take up standard grade history. Oh, look, we're getting Mrs. Bowman again. And what did she teach us?
Nazis.
Nazis, 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 Nazis.
Did she ever give you like a special Elon Musk style salute when you walked in the morning?
No, but she had a breathing problem. She was a big fatty, and her breathing problem, she just sort of went, hail, hail, hail.
Did she ever mention names after that?
Well, usually me when I'm being a wee shit at the back of the class.
Hail, Gardner.
Gardner, stop it! Stop that right now! So, miss, we're a bit bored in Nazism. Can we learn about William Wallace or something like that? You know, something that made this country. No! She was out of breath just by speaking this word, so every second word was hail, hail, hail. Anyway, the reason I'm saying history, military history, all that sort of shit. Wid Yi dress up as a World War II army major, walk up the street and start calling randomers, "You horrible little man," for 250 quid.
Okay, so I have to dress up in military uniform.
World War II military uniform,
Yes.
might I add. So you've got to dress up as an officer, not just a Joe Blogg soldier here. Somebody
I
with
won't be
medals.
Pike.
Not Pike. No, I'm thinking more. Who was Captain Mannering's boss?
Oh, God, I can't remember.
The Colonel. He came in with the medals and all that sort of shit.
Yeah,
He looked
decorated.
like, yeah. So you got to dress up like that.
And wander up to people going, "You horrible little man."
You horrible little man.
Who's the guy that did that? Was it not Norman Wisdom or something?
I couldn't tell you. Probably in a Norman Wisdom film, anyway.
Yeah.
Was there one where he was in the army?
Hang on a second, we're going to have to ask Dr. Google.
Was Norman? Well, I know he was in the army in real life. He was that age, but
Norman Wisdom army movie, The Square Peg.
no, that was.
It's a 1958 British war comedy film directed by John Paddy Carstairs and starring Norman Wisdom. Norman Wisdom plays 2 different characters, a man who digs and repairs roads and the Nazi general.
I actually thought the square peg was the one with the police.
I don't remember it, but it is who I'm thinking of when I see a picture of him with the glasses and everything.
Okay, I might actually be completely wrong here. I know he did one where he was a policeman.
Okay. I must admit, I don't really know much on Norman Wisdom.
Oh,
so
I
this
used
is
to
all,
love Norman Wisdom. Well,
yeah.
I loved his films anyway. I better clarify that there's not any sort of like age gap relationship going on between me and the not so recently deceased Mr. Wisdom.
Right, but back to your point in hand, 250 quid. Could you up the money a little bit?
Well, that's just the deal. I mean, God, why would you up the money? I'm just asking you to go up to randomers and say, "You horrible little man," for no reason.
I'm ready and willing. I will do my bit for king and country. However, I think the monetary reward's a bit piss poor.
Well, it would normally be more, but you see these uniforms for the World War II majors, they're quite expensive.
I mean, you'd have to be a prince to be able to afford one.
So that's why my budget has been blowing and you're getting the leftovers, which just so happens to be 250 quid.
Do I get to keep the uniform?
Yeah.
Deal.
Wid Yi.
When was the last time you drank Tizer? Or more to the point, when was the last time you saw Tizer on a supermarket shelf?
Oh, now you're asking.
I bring this up because if you're not from Aberdeen, bear with me a second. Bring Back Murray Cup did very well. Murray Cup came back and seems to have vanished again off the face of the earth.
I was going to say, did they bring it back?
They did, and it was a so-called limited edition run. And you had the usual thing, all the freeloaders selling it on eBay for like 20 quid a bottle to begin with, but now they can't sell the stuff. So, unsurprisingly, a limited edition it shall forever be. It got me thinking, someone needs to bring back Tizer.
Do you want to know? It's going to be at least 25 years since I've had a can of Tizer. I mean, to me, Tizer was always that big, funny-looking red head full of juice.
Ed the Head.
I think his name was Ed the Head, aye. And it used to sponsor, was it SMTV
Yes,
Live? Or
yes.
what was the name of the Top of the Pop show after? Was it CD UK or something they did?
God, your memory's good.
Was it that?
Yeah, it definitely was. But the reason I ask, right?
Yeah.
I was convinced we'd have to launch a campaign to bring back Tizer.
Would we want to bring it back, though? Because I can't even remember what Tizer tastes like.
It's kind of like Iron Brew in that it's nondescript, right? It's sold as like sparkling fizzy juice.
Yeah, but it was supposed to be some sort of grapefruit or something like that,
quite
you know?
probably. Kumquat, probably.
Don't know.
It never went away. They're still making Tizer
No.
to this day.
No.
Yeah, genuinely.
They really are making Tizer.
Tizer is still being sold.
I'm shocked and amazed at why the hell... Wait, I used to love this stuff. Why am I not on this?
I remember back in the 90s when I were a lad and all this were failed, you would go and get your glass bottle of either Tizer or Iron Brew from the newsagents.
And you used to get your 20p back.
Yes, and it was like kid currency.
Well, do you want to know? It was actually legal tender when I was at my grand's house in Glasgow.
Oh, yeah.
And she used to take me up to the shop with all the empty gingies, she called them. Empty gingies.
Thing is, they're not just legal tender. In parts of Glasgow, they're items of warfare.
Yeah, but no. I'll lose my 20 pence if I break that up, man.
Aye. No, they never stopped making it. So the local farm foods near me sells this by the caseload.
Are you sure that it's still for sale? Because the last time I went to farm foods, it was about 20 years in the past anyway.
Yeah, I mean, this was
I'm pretty sure they still sell cassette tapes and pencils. And try and flog them off as iPods.
New stock arriving daily. Yeah, they do. And it's in date. I checked the bottom of the tin and it's no longer Ed the Head. It's now just this weird sort of swirl thing.
I'm going to have to get a can of this.
They sell it and they do have a couple of cases of Murray Cup left as well. So being the nice chap that I am, I thought, you know what, have a can of Tizer.
Oh, man.
Also, inflation. Remember when these used to be like 35p a can? Now they're 69.
Yeah, it says it's 69 pence all over it. And I didn't even know Bar made Tizer.
Yeah.
The family of Iron Brew.
They also do lemonade and cream soda.
I know they do. The lemonade is phenomenal.
It is.
It's the best lemonade money can buy.
To be fair, Bar Cola, by the way, is better than Coca-Cola.
See, I always go for Diet Coke. I don't know if Bar do a Diet Coke, do they?
If they don't, Bar, please do a Diet Coke.
Yeah, we need to test this out, just as I'm away to test a Tizer for the first time in at least 25 years.
It better not be sugary free.
Do you want to know something? I don't even know what Tizer tasted like anyway, so I can't actually tell you if this is the same stuff. Looking at the side, though, sugar's 14%. Probably not.
That's what they're telling the Food Standards Agency. Well, we believe it's 14%.
We believe it.
It's like when you put your car in for an MOT and you leave an envelope with 100 quid on the dashboard. The food inspector comes in and there's a suitcase full of cash.
Excuse me 2 seconds. I'm having a diabetic fit.
Thanks for listening. Would you do us a favour and check back again next week? And don't forget to find and like us on the socials. Wid Yi.